Happy New Year and welcome to our video for January 20th astrology forecast, including a penumbral lunar eclipse that's happening in the sign of Cancer the Crab on the 10th of the month. Also, that's going to happen at 7:10 p.m. and that's Universal Time Coordinated, or UTC. That's similar to Greenwich Mean Time. Now, also, that's going to happen along with a full moon. The penumbral lunar eclipse happens on a full moon, and that's, again, that occurs also in Cancer, but that occurs on the 10th at 7:22 p.m. also UTC, or Greenwich Mean Time. Now, on January 24th, there's a new moon in the sign of Aquarius, and that is going to be at 9:42 p.m. UTC. And if you have a lunar eclipse in the sign of Cancer the Crab, that is going to increase the receptivity of natural fourth house attributes of hearth, home, and family. Now, since the moon rules the sign of Cancer the Crab, expect very personal relationships to become sort of extra sensitive and very emotional. And they're going to be susceptible to whatever comes their way. Now, this is going to be so even if they appear to actually be deflecting such advances, they're actually going to be affected deeply by these types of emotional, personal relationship advances. Even if they're innocent, it's just going, people are going to be extra sensitive. And a deflection of it, which might seem cold, is actually just because the person is too sensitive to be able to deal with it, especially when the moon is in the sign of Cancer and there's a penumbral lunar eclipse. All right, now, this is a very important lunar eclipse. So what you need to do is you need to get to know the astrological moon sign, the lunar sign of other people, especially people that are very close to you, people in your inner circle, people that are your family, your closest friends, and of course your significant others and spouses. You really need to get to know their moon sign, because you might think that a certain sign does this, that, and the other thing, and you find out you're completely wrong because it's their moon sign, which is completely different. Because the way people interact with you emotionally is their moon sign, not their sun sign. So things that are involved in your close relationships, again, it's your moon sign. You need to know it because it affects everyone. And this is in the sign of Cancer, and the moon rules the sign of Cancer, okay? So a penumbral lunar eclipse, and of course always happens on a full moon, lunar eclipse, in the sign of Cancer that's ruled by the moon, it's going to be very intense. Again, that's going to happen on January 10th of 2020. Okay. Now, January's full moon is called Wolf Moon by Wiccans. And Algonquins, and also in medieval England, it's also called a wolf moon. And that's due to the fact that at that time the wolves are howling as a mating ritual. So that's January's full moon. Wolf moon. Again, Wiccans, Algonquins, and people from the documents that we got from medieval England. Now, other sort of northern hemisphere cultures, such as neo-pagans, refer to January's full moon as ice moon, and that's because it's getting colder, obviously. Now, colonial Americans named January's full lunar phase as a winter moon. Moreover, we will incorporate planetary monthly ingresses and guardian angelic forces. January 2020 guardian angels include Elemental Archangel Gabriel, and that's because Elemental Archangel Gabriel rules the sign of Cancer the Crab and is indeed the planetary archangel of the moon, and because Cancer the Crab is a cardinal water sign, fire of water, and Elemental Archangel Raphael, since Aquarius the water bearer, is a fixed air sign. It's the water bearer, but it's a fixed air sign, and that's a deep alchemical secret. Now, we will also be giving key information regarding natural horoscope houses, station changes, also planetary archangels, ingresses, and aspects as well as we're going to be presenting to you the zodiac angel predictions. I'm Pastor Rosemary, the Astrology Angel. I'm a Rosicrucian seer, a biblical astrologer, a Christian psychic, and a Gnostic mystic. And this is the Readings by Rosemary angelic transmission. Now, first we're going to have our disclaimer, because we're going to be giving you angelic information, which angels you can invoke, call upon, or invoke into oneself, or invoke into your sacred circle. Since we're going to be giving you these powerful archangelic forces and zodiac angel forces and elemental guardian angel forces, it's important that we make our disclaimer that high magic needs to be used with all mindfulness, since powerful forces of manifestation are unleashed. This is intended exclusively for entertainment purposes. Now, the Archangel Gabriel, who again is the planetary archangel of the moon and also rules over all the water signs, and is therefore the elemental archangel for this eclipse of the moon in the sign of Cancer, the crab. Now, obviously, the Archangel Gabriel is going to be extremely influential, extremely powerful during this lunar eclipse on the 10th in the sign of Cancer. Okay, so you can expect the water energies in the Merkaba field. This is the Merkaba field of water. And those of you who know about some ceremonial magic rituals, such as the lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram and those kinds of things, and the banishing ritual of the hexagram, those kinds of things. These are hexagrams, but if you're familiar with those, these will be familiar to you. But they're actually Merkaba fields. Mer meaning rotating fields of light, Ka meaning spirit, and Ba meaning soul. Okay, and also for the Archangel for Aquarius, for the full moon. This is going to bring on the energies of the Archangel Raphael, who is the archangel over all the air signs, of which Aquarius is fixed air, even though it's the water bear. And the Merkaba field for Archangel Raphael and for all air signs of Aquarius, again, is fixed air, or air of air. This is the Merkaba field for air. All right. Now, January 2020, we're going to give you the following lunar phases. We're going to give you planetary ingresses, natural horoscope houses, station changes, planetary aspects, elemental and planetary guardian archangels, and zodiac angels using universal time coordinated, which is, again, it's basically analogous to Greenwich Mean Time. But it kind of helps when daylight savings comes in. You don't have to go between British summertime and Greenwich Mean Time. You can just sort of stay with universal time coordinated. Some call it universal coordinated time, but it basically will keep us, from people getting confused about where they are and if there's daylight savings or not. That's kind of always, it's universal, hence the name. All right, now we're going to take a look at the chart for the full moon. This isn't one of our astrology charts, just sort of a rough, one of my rough drawings for displaying the full moon and the new moon. And again, a penumbral lunar eclipse in the sign of Cancer on the 10th of January. The full moon again, the penumbral lunar eclipse. And on the 24th of January in Aquarius, we have a new moon. And again, that's in Aquarius. So the eclipse is going to be in the sign of Cancer, and so we're going to have more. It's going to be sort of a darker month, a more receptive month, especially again with the eclipse in Cancer. It's going to make it sort of a very dark time, a very receptive time. And when things are receptive and dark, that is when you can have like a seed can be made to take hold and take root. So often seeds are planted on the new moon, and it's a time when if you're doing magic, for example, you want to call in the zodiac angel of Cancer, the Archangel Muriel. Well, it's a zodiac angel for the specifically for the sign of Cancer, and then we have Gabriel specifically for the moon. And remember, the moon rules over Cancer, so the moon Gabriel these angelic beings can be utilized to plant ideas. Like if you have a project that you want to move forward, it's a good time for that. Okay? Because usually on a full moon it's more projective. But again, for Aquarius, it's an air sign, and the new moon in Aquarius is going to be a time when those ideas can really be brought into your mental realm, and you can do a lot of planning. Before that, you can really get higher up in the realms where there's, because since Cancer is fire of water, sort of up in more the archetypical worlds, and where there's more emotion and where there's more fire and willpower. Okay, so it's a very good time for planting those types of ideas. All right, now what we're going to do is take a look at some of the other charts. Okay, now before we get to the planetary aspects chart, we have several of them because I show each. I kind of give you a snapshot of a few days as we go down through the month, kind of a fluid chart. So I have a few of those to show. But before we get to that, I'm just going to go over real quick the ingresses for you, and also once again just some of the highlights and the astrology angels that go with it. So on the 3rd of January 2020, we're going to have an ingress into Mars is going to ingress into Sagittarius. And Sagittarius is similar to the natural 9th house of life path meaning. Planetary seraphim Samael, who is the seraphim of Mars, visits habitation of zodiac angel Adnachiel of Sagittarius. Now on January 10th, again, that is the full moon, the penumbral lunar eclipse in Cancer, analogous to the natural 4th house of hearth, home, and family. Planetary archangel Gabriel, again Gabriel, visits dwelling of zodiac angel Muriel, as we had mentioned. Now elemental archangel for Cancer, the crab, again is the guardian angel Gabriel, who also presides over all the water signs. Again, Cancer is fire of watcher or cardinal water. All right, so that's the penumbral lunar eclipse. Also, keep in mind, again, January's full moon called Wolf Moon by Wiccans and Algonquins. Neo-pagans named this full lunar phase Ice Moon, and colonial Americans referred to it as Winter Moon during this interval. Now, January 13th of 2020, we have Venus ingress Pisces, which is akin to the natural 12th house of spirituality. Planetary archangel Anael of the planet Venus visits the abode of zodiac angel Int'l of Pisces, Pisces the fish. Now, on the 16th of January, we have Mercury, the planet Mercury, will ingress into the sign of Aquarius, the water bearer, which is similar to the natural 11th house of friends and reputation. It will be all about friends and reputation, and Mercury is about communication and transportation, all about that. Planetary archangel Raphael. So Raphael's the planetary archangel of Mercury, as well as being the elemental guardian archangel of all of the air signs. So that, because of Aquarius. So it's a double whammy there too, Mercury and also of the air signs. So with that said, planetary angel Raphael will visit the habitation of the zodiac angel of Aquarius, which is Cambriel. So whereas Raphael is the planetary archangel of Mercury, Raphael is also the guardian elemental archangel of air, of which Aquarius is fixed air or air of air. So you have a lot of Raphael during this Mercury ingress Aquarius on the 16th. But the zodiac angel for Aquarius specifically is Cambriel. So Raphael visits Cambriel, but they have a lot in common because of all the air qualities. Now, and again, that's friends and reputation. And January 20th, we have the Sun ingress Aquarius, which is analogous to the natural 11th house of friends and reputation. Now, planetary archangel Michael, who is a planetary archangel of the Sun, visits dwelling of zodiac angel Cambriel of Aquarius. Cambriel of Aquarius. January 24th, new moon. We had showed you that new moon in Aquarius, which is akin to the natural 11th house, friends and reputation. So we have the new moon. That's a receptive moon in Aquarius. Now, planetary archangel Gabriel, Vidsabotive zodiac angel Cambriel. Elemental archangel for Aquarius is guardian angel Raphael, who presides over all of the air signs. So for water, this is the Merkaba field for water, and this is for Gabriel, and for the moon, and for the Merkaba field for air for Aquarius, and for Raphael, who presides over all the air signs. This is the Merkaba field. This goes with the watchtower of the guardian of air. But that's when you're in the earth coordinates. This is actually for celestial coordinates, so we won't go there right now. It's a little bit, because the celestial coordinates is, the angels are in different positions than they are when you call them in with a pentagram on the earth. They're in different coordinates than they are when you call them with hexagrams. For the celestial coordinates, the archangels are in different positions. So we won't go into that right now. All right. Now the station changes for January 2020 for this new year. January 11th, 2020, the planet Uranus turns direct while transiting through the sign of Taurus the Bull. And since Taurus the Bull has a divine tone of I have, expect uprisings to move forward in a more frank manner in the areas of money and possessions, because of Taurus, money and possessions. Okay, now we can get into the planetary aspects, and we can show you the charts for that, for the planetary aspects. Remember, these are for snapshots of a few days each. The first one we have here is January 2nd to January 8th, again, Universal Time Coordinated, or UTC. So on January 2nd, we have Mercury in Capricorn here, conjunct Jupiter in Capricorn, also here. And that's going to cause pragmatic sensibilities that instigate achievement of personal objectives through designing and implementing coordinated strategies, especially when it comes to aims in status and popularity. So you're going to be able to use your practical sensibilities and your practical bent on life at that time and especially when it comes to personal objectives and achieving those personal objectives, you're going to be able to implement very coordinated strategies. And that's going to be about your status and your popularity. On the 7th, we have Sun in Capricorn here, sextile Neptune in Pisces here on the green line. We're going to pull this in a little closer for you. Okay, so again, we have on the 7th, Sun in Capricorn, sextile Neptune in Pisces. Remember, Neptune rules Pisces, also is one of the rulers. The first ruler is Jupiter, and then Neptune is the second ruler of Pisces. This is on the 7th of January. Now that will cause, the Sun in Capricorn, sextile Neptune and Pisces will cause social climbing, clout, and fame are beneficially affected by ethereal spiritual vocations. So you'll see that there is something to be said for spiritual vocations, and indeed money can be made in spiritual vocations. Okay, moving on to January 8th of 2020, we have Mercury in Capricorn here, sextile Neptune and Pisces also, and that's also on the green line. Those green lines are very close to each other. They're very close planetary aspects, and those with a mundane and practical view of life begin to realize that there is much money to be made from helpful associations with other worldly careers. And on the 10th, we're going to give you this one here. So I'm going to bring this up for you a little bit here so you can see it a little bit better. All right. So here, this is from the 10th to the 13th. We have the Sun in Capricorn here is going to be conjunct Mercury in Capricorn. It'll be in the same house. Status and popularity. So the social status and the popularity are going to be increased when alliances are made with those who have an ability to prompt the accomplishment of goals. And on the 12th, because this one's from the 10th to the 13th, on the 12th we have Mercury in Capricorn conjunct Saturn in Capricorn also. And that causes the equation will mean that a realistic point of view activates success of personal intentions when in alignment with serious-minded individuals possessing qualities of tolerance and resilience. Again, a realistic point of view, pragmatic point of view will activate success and victory of personal intentions when in alignment with serious-minded individuals possessing qualities of tolerance and resilience. So you want to make sure that if you want to move plans forward, be around people who are tolerant of other people, tolerant of cultures, religions, that kind of thing, and not just tolerant but also resilient. People who are able to bounce back quickly when if somebody doesn't get along, they can bounce back and try to perhaps help people get along better and be more tolerant. Also on the 12th of January, Mercury in Capricorn conjunct Pluto in Capricorn. Mercury conjunct Pluto in Capricorn. And that causes a reasonable attitude. It sets exploits in motion towards attaining one's aims in coalition with efficiency and prioritization. So a lot of ability this month to really see things come through. But you have to prioritize, be efficient, reasonable, and these conjunctions will help you do so. Also on the 12th, we have Saturn in Capricorn conjunct Pluto in Capricorn. And that causes stern and self-disciplined individuals who have attributes of forbearance and flexibility become of great benefit to those looking to focus confused and very frenzied or frenetic energies. And finally, on the 13th of January, we have the Sun in Capricorn conjunct Pluto in Capricorn. Sun in Capricorn conjunct Pluto in Capricorn also. Okay? And that will cause very good standing in the community and recognition. It's going to be improved and bettered when agreements are made with those possessing a capability to control systems that are muddled or disorganized. You can really kind of straighten those things out. Also on the 13th, Sun in Capricorn conjunct Saturn in Capricorn. Got a lot of conjunctions in Capricorn between the 10th and the 13th of January. Capricorn, remember, it's all about sort of status and sort of social climbing and sure-footed social climbing, like the sure-footed goat climbing up, the social ladder to success. Okay, social standing and fame and popularity. So what the Sun in Capricorn conjunct Saturn in Capricorn will accomplish as a high-quality position in society and appreciation are bettered when accords are formed with strict and sober-minded persons. Remember, it's about Capricorn, who have characteristics, and Saturn, characteristics of modern moderation and suppleness, tempered with a dollop of tough determination. Okay, so just being tough isn't what all you need, because Saturn rules Capricorn along with Uranus, but you need the qualities of moderation and suppleness, again, with the toughness. Okay. Now we're going to move to the 15th, and we're going to get you to another chart here. And we're going to, we have this one on the back. and the 15th. All right, now, for the 15th until the 18th of January 2020, we have Venus in Pisces, which is sextile Uranus in Taurus on the green line. So Venus in Pisces, sextile on the green line, Uranus in Taurus. Now remember that this is now direct. Uranus is now direct, and what that's going to cause is that having an intention of unlimited kindness towards others gets a boost from attaining surprising results in areas of wealth and resources. So it kind of means that wealth and kindness can go hand in hand at this point, at this time. Now on the 18th of January, we have Mercury in Aquarius here. Mercury in Aquarius is going to be square Uranus in Taurus. So Mercury in Aquarius, square here on the red line, Uranus in Taurus. And that's going to create amazing new ideas, which are going to cause tension, though, or apprehension in those who prefer to get their astounding revelations from mundane activities and creature comforts. There'll be a little bit of tension between those who want things to be more shocking and those who want things to be more mundane. So there'll be a little tension there between those two aspects. That will be because of this Mercury in Aquarius square Uranus in Taurus. And again, once again, want to remind you that we do have our new blog, Facebook page, Pastor Rosemary, the Astrology Angel. We have where we put these charts. You can see them real up close and personal. You can see them really well. All right, now we're going to bring this up a little for you so that you can see the bottom chart a little bit better. And we're going to go from the 23rd of January to the 25th of January. Now, on the 23rd of January, we have the Sun in Aquarius here is going to be square Uranus in Taurus on the red line, Uranus in Taurus there. That's going to cause secular-minded, humanitarian, and idealistic people to create apprehension and tension, nervousness in those who would rather obtain amazing disclosures from their own ordinary world and workaday world. So again, sort of a tension between those who want very idealistic themes and goals, sort of a squaring off against those who want more astonishing or shocking revelation of information from their own ordinary world and workaday world, instead of having it coming from some sort of out of a place that's so vast. They want it to be in their workaday world, not from some distant place or source. Now, also on the 23rd, we have Venus in Pisces, sextile Jupiter in Capricorn on the green line there. That's going to cause an encompassing of boundless and limitless compassion and benevolence towards others will post gains from making doable, real-world plans and setting goals. So people who have a lot of compassion are going to find that they're going to have real-world gains and increase from setting goals and also, but from having compassion. So again, we have the practical world combining with the world of compassion, because the sextile will cause those both to work together. So that, you see, squares cause things to be at odds with each other, not opposing, but kind of a tension. Oppositions cause opposing. But the sextiles cause things to work together better, just like a conjunction causes them to work better. And trines, it works very well. Trines are like a blessing. Now, on the 25th, also we have Mercury in Aquarius, sextile Mars in Sagittarius on the green line there. That will cause fresh, idealistic dreams about the future, will improve the odds for those who wish to get their surprises from finding excitement in faraway lands. So that's almost the opposite. There's going to be a combining of people who want fresh, idealistic dreams about the future, will improve the odds and the capability for those who want to get their surprises from those who do want to get their surprises from faraway lands or find something sort of exotic. So that will actually help that. Okay, and that's on the 25th of Mercury in Aquarius, sextile Mars in Sagittarius. Now we're going to go to another chart. Okay, and I'm going to show you the last two will be from one for the 27th and one for the 28th, and we'll be done with that portion. Okay, so for the 27th here, we have Venus in Pisces, square Mars in Sagittarius on the red line. Venus in Pisces here, square Mars in Sagittarius on the red line. Possessing a type of unlimited generosity towards others creates trepidation and anxiety in persons who search for the excitement that comes from voyages to remote destinations. So there's a problem there, there's a tension. Now on the 27th also we have a Venus in Pisces conjunct Neptune in Pisces, will cause those who have limitless kindness towards others craft deals with persons engaged in unearthly trades or otherworldly trades. So what you see here on this chart, and just one heads up here, when you have two planets in the same sign, it can be also in the same house, which causes a conjunction. The conjunction is caused by it being in the same house, not from being in the same not really from being in the same sign necessarily. It's usually in the same sign, but it has to be in the same house. Okay, so there's a little, that's an inner, a wheel within a wheel, like the Merkaba field. That's an inner wheel that where the houses, you know, it kind of goes like this with the signs and the houses. Okay, just a little heads up with that. Okay, and then also coming up to this chart here for the 28th, we have Mars in Sagittarius, square Neptune on the red line in Pisces, obtaining pertinent revelations from electrifying agents in remote realms or distant locations. It creates fear and foreboding in individuals busy with delicate work. So the square in the Mars and Sagittarius and Neptune and Pisces, there's going to be revelations, pertinent disclosures from very exciting people who have exciting jobs and have exciting jobs in exciting realms of study and, you know, in other dimensional type worlds. It's going to cause sort of a foreboding or sort of a fear in individuals who are busy doing very delicate work, who don't want to be disturbed because they're worried that if they're doing delicate work that some of these really intense revelations from really exciting people who are kind of in very other dimensional type of fields, they're gonna be scared that those people, those exciting people, will upset or hurt their delicate work. Okay, so that's what that means on the 28th. Now we're going to now talk about briefly some of the Hebrew associations, and this will kind of help you see that people often think that all the different cultures have so much, you know, that's different, but we have a lot more in common. And when you learn some of the words, you'll realize that a lot of the things we think that are different about cultures is actually all the same, just using different language. Okay, so the Hebrew associations and the zodiac, or the Hebrew for zodiac is Mazarah. The placements for planets regarding ingresses, we're going to show you the planet ingresses, planetary ingresses, and the moons, full and new moons. We're going to just show you the Hebrew language associations because it's important, especially for those of you who, like myself, like to study our Christian astrologers or psychics who also study the Bible. So it helps. So the sun, Shemesh. Shemesh is Hebrew for the sun. You can say Hama, also Shemesh is one I use. Ingress Aquarius is Dali. The constellation of Aquarius in Hebrew is Dali. The full moon, the moon is Levana. The full moon is Keseh or Shabbat or Moshiach. It's in the sign of Cancer. For Cancer, it is Sartan in Hebrew. The new moon, again, moon is Levana. And the new moon is the beginning of the month, or the head of the month is Rosh Chodesh in Aquarius, Dali. For Mercury, planet Mercury is Kokab or Kokab. B and V kind of interchangeable there. Ingress Aquarius, Dali. Venus, the planet Venus is Noga. In Hebrew, ingress Pisces, the fish, is Dagim. In Hebrew, Dagim. Mars is called Ma'adim. Ingress Sagittarius is called Keshat. And Jupiter is called Zedek, and it's not having any ingresses this month. Saturn is Shabbatai, no ingresses this month. Uranus, Oron, no ingresses this month. Neptune is called Rahab, no ingresses this month. And Pluto, there is no Hebrew word and no also no ingresses this month. No ingresses this month. Now keep in mind that achieving goals and accomplishing phenomenal success through magical interventions are all possible if one knows when and whom to evoke, and we've hopefully given you some of these angels that you can utilize, archangels, all of that, in order to invoke and get some of your goals accomplished. Now, magicians must also consider how various planetary and zodiacal angelic beings will interact with each other, making sure to invoke into oneself or invoke into your sacred circle, or to simply call upon potent forces of light, because these angels are light that is being filtered through their specific facets, like in a diamond or something, yeah, or a different kind of a gem. And so it's a light that's shining through a facet, sort of like electricity going through a computer chip, sort of like that. And so you have to understand how all these archangels and angels get along with each other, and how the light will extend into the facets of the Magi's life, because we're all facets too, predetermined by her or him for specific purposes in alignment with true will. Now, magic must be taken seriously, since it is an ancient method of manifestation intended for practical victories over constricting forces which set our three-dimensional physical reality into motion. Magic has rules just like any other type of science, which must be devotedly applied to practice. Magicians strive not to break natural laws, but rather to understand how Mother Nature manifests her creations so that we are able to work in tandem with her. Information found in this document is based on the oral tradition known as Kabbalah, taught to me by Rosicrucian clergy when I was a young girl, the facts of which I have committed to memory. Thank you for joining us, and please join us again.